Here's the punchline to the story I want to share with you. So I just got back to my home in Asheville, North Carolina, after being up in Connecticut to facilitate a workshop with a tech company, and I was giving a keynote at a big regional meeting conference for a large insurance company who shall remain nameless. And I had a really profound insight that I thought was worth sharing with you. And that is, at the beginning of my keynote, I asked the group, it was about 400 people that work for this company. I asked people, when you meet someone for the first time, what questions do you typically ask? So they responded with, what do you do? Where are you from? How are you? How was your weekend? And then that started to slow down. So we kind of get in this rut of asking the same few questions. And then I asked people, but just a show of hands, how many of you really love small talk? And out of 400 people, 2 people raised their hands. And so that was like, okay, I could see that. But the second question that I asked was, how many of you in the last 24 hours have engaged in more than 5 conversations that you would categorize as small talk? Every single hand in the room went up. So there is a major divide between the conversations that we're having and the conversations that we want to have. And I think there are lots of reasons for that, and I have lots of thoughts and perspective on that as far as organizational culture goes. But the one that I want to kick out to you right now as an invitation is, I think the barrier between having conversations that we really want to have and having conversations that we just normally have is social risk. One person in that conversation has to take a social risk to ask a more powerful question, reflect a deeper insight, point out an elephant in the room, something that is outside of what it feels safe and comfortable. And if an organization that hasn't fostered the level of psychological safety or trust for people to take that risk, that social risk, and step slightly, even just slightly, outside of their comfort zone, I don't think that will happen. And so my invitation to you is, think about one area in your life where you would like to have more conversations that matter. So either people that you work with or live with, and identify what's one thing that can stretch you a teeny bit outside of that comfort zone that you would categorize as a social risk, perhaps, or a positive social risk, because I think the positive aspect, your intention needs to be aligned. You can't just be having a conversation to see if you can get something out of this person. The invitation here is to really connect and build a relationship of trust. So identify what that social risk is, write it down, and in the next 24 hours, do it. So if that's calling someone, if that's asking somebody something in person the next time you see them, whatever it is, and if you choose to do it, if you choose to step outside where you're comfortable, I would love to hear about it, and feel free to respond. Tell me how it went. If it flopped or flourished or whatever, let me know, and would love to and be happy to connect over that. Have an awesome day.